Welcome to this week's episode of The 7th Floor, UALR student-produced series for Arkansas. I'm Josh Smith.
And I'm Brianka Taylor. For many, travel can be an exciting opportunity to see new places and experience new things. But it's always important to stay safe during your travels. Should any misfortune happen, though, the Ronald McDonald House is here to support you and your family.
A family-owned barbecue restaurant has been serving Arkansans for generations. Coming up, we look at a restaurant which continues a family tradition by offering home-style food with family-like service.
Arkansas is known for its natural environment and beautiful scenery. Coming up later, Hidden Treasures will show us another Arkansas locality offering fun for the entire family.
The art of communication and expression has been sought after by artists across the generations, but one new artist is trying to make her own unique impression in the field. Later, we will have artist Erica Morris show us how she presents sign language in a new way.
And finally, Dr. Giese will be presenting more food for thought in this week's #Random.
I'm Sandra Fry. I'm a union bus driver, and I'm also a mom. During 17 years with Greyhound, I've covered over 2 million miles. My job is to safely bring families together. I love the open road, but I never forget that a drowsy or careless driver could be right around the next curve. Drunk driving is the deadliest of all. As a mom and as a bus driver, I have a message for you. If you drink, don't drive.
If I ride, I will know the way the trees smell after the rain. I will grow a heart so strong that hospitals will take Tuesdays off. If I ride, road rage will turn into laughter, and oil tankers will haul chocolate milk. And I won't be a boy or a girl. I will just be a rider.
There are times in everyone's life when the unexpected happens. Parents worry for the well-being of their children and for the care they may receive away from home. But the Ronald McDonald House is here to help parents through difficult times. For over 30 years, the Ronald McDonald House has been helping visiting families in need by offering a temporary home to families while their children receive medical care. The charity provides food, clothing, shelter, and other necessities to the families during their stay. Sometimes we all need a helping hand, and when that happens, the Ronald McDonald House is offering to help. Here is Emily with an inside look at the Ronald McDonald House.
The Ronald McDonald House, which is located just steps from Arkansas Children's Hospital on 1009 Wolf Street in Little Rock, provides housing and services to families with a child receiving treatment at an area hospital, but particularly at Children's Hospital.
Ronald McDonald House Charities is a global brand, and it all began with a Philadelphia Eagles football player in 1974. His daughter was diagnosed with leukemia, so he and his wife would travel an hour to the hospital that she was receiving treatment, and they would sleep on the floor at the hospital. And so just over the course of time of being there and staying there every night, they thought there needs to be a resource for families like us who have to travel to receive the best care. So they enlisted the help of the rest of the Philadelphia Eagles football team, the GM, the owners, and they reached out to some of their connections at McDonald's, and they decided to do a Shamrock Shake fundraiser. And they would donate a percentage of the proceeds from that promotion to help start the new house. Well, it was so successful, and they got such a good feedback from it that McDonald's wanted to be more involved and wanted to help and be in partnership to make this house happen.
The Ronald McDonald House has positively impacted the community for over 32 years and has built strong relationships within the community that continues to expand their core program. Their purpose is to enhance the lives of children and their families.
Here at Ronald McDonald House Charities of Arkansas, we have 2 core programs. We have the Ronald McDonald House, which serves families who live 50 miles or 45 minutes away from Little Rock. They can stay here while their child is receiving treatment at a local hospital, particularly Arkansas Children's Hospital. And we have families that stay one night, and we have families that could stay over a year. So we are here in a support system for those families while they are going through the treatment process. Then our second core program is the Ronald McDonald Caremobile, and it is a state-of-the-art mobile dental unit that travels to 7 counties in central Arkansas, providing free dental care and educational services to children who would otherwise go without care.
Families come in search of a hope, a treatment, a cure, and sometimes a miracle.
So in order to stay here, all the family has to do is they talk to the social work department at the hospital and ask if they are eligible to stay at the Ronald McDonald House, and the hospital maintains a waiting list for us. And then they fill our rooms as they become available. We let them know when other families check out, and they will assign a new family to come over. So really the only criteria to stay is that you live at least 50 miles or 45 minutes away, and you have a child receiving treatment at the hospital. So we have 3 types of rooms here in the house. We have our outpatient rooms, and those families stay 1 to 3 nights. And these are typically the families that just live too far away to drive back and forth to an appointment, or maybe there's a surgery that they need to be here a couple days for. And then our second type of room is our intensive care rooms, and that is majority of the house. And so those families, there is such a high demand for the rooms that we have available that we pretty much always have a waiting list for the house in general, but particularly with our NICU families, our ICU, our all of those things. So those families can stay for 30 days. Then we ask them to leave for a 5-day rotation, and then they can come back for another 30 days for as long as their child is here. And then we have our third type of room, and those families can stay over a year, which is our transplant patients or cancer patient families.
Many associate the Ronald McDonald House with McDonald's. Although McDonald's is a main contributor, they are not the only contributors.
So McDonald's is a very supportive donor. There's a lot of misconception, though, that they sponsor everything that we need, that we are fully funded by McDonald's. And that is not true. We have about 25% of our funding here locally comes from our McDonald's donors, which is huge. And we feel so grateful to be McDonald's charity of choice. But we rely on the community. We rely on other donors to help us continue operating every day. And we do operate independently from McDonald's. We are a registered 501c3, and we operate our own organization with support from McDonald's.
For a relationship between Ronald McDonald House Charities of Arkansas, Arkansas Children's Hospital, and Delta Dental of Arkansas. The Ronald McDonald Caremobile provides free dental care and educational services to Arkansas's underserved children in their own neighborhood. A 40-foot state-of-the-art mobile dental clinic which visits schools and other youth servicing agencies, bringing hope and relief to children who would otherwise not be able to obtain dental care. At the Ronald McDonald House, they believe that when you change a child's life, you change a family's life, which can change a community and ultimately the world.
Look at Ronald McDonald.
Thank you, Emily. I'm sure glad to know that I don't have to worry about a place to stay when my loved ones is in the hospital.
Honestly, I know what you mean. Being from out of town and having a loved one at Children's Hospital gives me comfort in knowing someone is there to help.
Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, Arkansas Eats will present us another local restaurant in the Little Rock area. Stay tuned.
He serves his party best who serves the country best. Rutherford B. Hayes.
Patriotism is easy to understand in America. It means looking out for yourself by looking out for your country. Calvin Coolidge.
Government is the people's business, and every man, woman, and child becomes a shareholder with the first penny of tax paid. Ronald Reagan.
There's nothing wrong in America that can't be fixed of what is right in America. William Clinton.
Be the we now.
When you're finished with your food or beverage cartons, toss it in the recycling bin. Because every carton is recyclable and can be turned into useful paper products. When the contents are gone, let the carton live on. Recycle your cartons.
Welcome back to the 7th floor. Previously, we discussed a charitable organization which helps visitors to our state, but now it is time to present some good Arkansas cooking.
Which brings us to this week's Arkansas Eats. This week, our team visited HB Barbecue, a family-owned restaurant which has been serving homestyle barbecue to Arkansans for 3 generations. Here is Andy with Arkansas Eats.
Hi, I'm Andy and welcome to this week's Arkansas Eats. Today we're at HB's Barbecue. I can smell something delicious cooking. Let's go on inside and see what they have.
We had the opportunity to speak to Bruce to learn a little bit more about HB's. This is what he had to say.
Well, my uncle started the shack back in the 30s, and my dad worked with my uncle, and he decided to move out here in the 60s, and we opened up in the 60s, so related to the shack and the same recipes almost. Same style, we still barbecue with hickory wood, not a rotisserie smoker, it's all wood, no gas. I make the sauce every day, homemade, my own recipe, and it's made right here.
Barbecue, and I just got my barbecue pulled pork sandwich. It looks amazing. Let's go ahead and see how it tastes. That is delicious. You can taste that sweet, savory barbecue flavor. You can taste the hickory. It's delicious. You should definitely come on by and have some. We had a chance to speak with Vanessa, a 3rd-generation HB employee. This is what she had to say for herself and the restaurant.
I am Vanessa, and I have worked here this year. It'll be 8 years. My family owns this, my aunt and uncle, and my mom works here. So that's basically how I started working here. And I do a little bit of everything. I wait on tables, do to-go orders, answer the phone, do dishes, cook, stock things. We have chili, mostly just in the wintertime because she only makes it when it's cold. We have ribs on Tuesday only, and it's one of those things that they go really quickly, so you either want to call and save yourself some or come in really early, because, you know, people know we only have them on Tuesday, so they'll hurry and come in and buy, you know, like pounds of them so they don't run out. And then we have fried pies, which are really good, that we get from Prescott, Arkansas. They deliver them to us on Wednesdays. And they're just little moon-shaped pies, but the filling in it is homemade, and they're really good.
So I just finished a delicious barbecue sandwich and french fries. Now, to cap it off, I'm going for a fried pie. And it's apple, which is one of my favorite traditional favorites, and a la mode. Looks great. I'm going to enjoy this. Until next week, this is Andy Hall for Arkansas Eats.
Thanks, Andy. I'm ready to go eat. How about you, Josh?
Me, food, I'm in. You better believe that. Just looking at that tasty food makes me so hungry, and I can't wait to try that sweet barbecue flavor.
I look forward to trying it as well. Don't go anywhere yet. When we come back, we will be presenting this week's Hidden Treasures. Stay tuned.
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Have you ever wondered about a good yet inexpensive place to visit while you were here in Little Rock? Well, wonder no more, my friends. This week, our team journeyed to Pinnacle Mountain to explore the great outdoors. Check this week's hidden treasures.
Located just west of Little Rock, Pinnacle Mountain was set aside in 1977 as Arkansas's first park adjoining a major metropolitan area. Pinnacle Mountain is a day-use park dedicated to the environmental education and outdoor recreation. The park features a diversity of natural habitat. Park interpreters and volunteers help visitors and students understand man's relationship to the environment. The park's dominant natural feature is the Pinnacle Mountain, which rises more than 1,000 feet above Arkansas River Valley. The mountain's cone-shaped peak has long been a central Arkansas landmark. The park provides hikers 2 hiking trails that lead them to the mountain's summit. These rocky trails begin at the park's picnic ground and winds its way to the top of Pinnacle Mountain. From the top is a spectacular view of Lake Maumelle, the Arkansas River Valley, and West Little Rock. This is truly a breathtaking view. To return, hikers must retrace their steps or hike down the rugged East Summit Trail and return via the base trail for a total hike of 2.5 miles. The park is a great place for families to feel safe and enjoy the warm Arkansas days. While at the park, visitors are encouraged to partake in some fun recreational fishing and canoeing. Park facilities include picnic sites, 2 standard pavilions that can be rented for any special occasion. So the next time you're in need of some fun in the sun, some fishing, or just a wonderful hike, the Pinnacle Mountain is the hidden treasure for you.
I'm ready to go get some hiking done at Pinnacle Mountain. How about you?
Well, I'm ready to go too, but first we have to take a commercial break.
Our national forests. We cherish their beauty. We marvel at their majesty. We embrace their heritage. But do you know how much we depend on our national forests? For clean air, wood for our homes, and drinking water for millions of Americans. So much depends on our national forests, but now they're depending on us. Trees have been devastated by insects, disease, and fires that burn so hot, even the seeds of future forests are destroyed. The Arbor Day Foundation asks for your help in replanting our national forests, because so much depends on what we do today. So much beauty, so much life, so much that we hold dear. We must act now so that future generations can also depend on our national forests. Visit arborday.org. See what we're doing. See how you can help.
Today on Art for Art's Sake, we have Erica Morris, an American Sign Language major at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock. She has taken a utilitarian skill and turned it into an expression of art. Emily Woe will guide us through Erica's creative process.
Welcome to another episode of Art for Art's Sake. Today, we are exploring a unique performance style combining theater with American Sign Language.
I became interested in sign language because I saw these people who were communicating with their hands. They were expressing themselves with their facial features, with these movements of their hands, and I loved it. After my Acting 1 class, Professor Stacy Pendergraph and I came up with an independent study where I would observe, participate, and find poetic gestures from a theatrical standpoint that I could integrate into my interpreting skill. The name of the special topics course was Devising, with mask, myth, and object.
Devising is a creative process by which theatrical elements are formed. In essence, devising enables a group of performers or artists to create a piece of theater based on established elements.
As a result of the independent study and the experiences that I had in that class, I auditioned and then was cast as Agave in Euripides' The Bacchae. The character of Agave had two separate parts. I was the gestural voice and Emily Wold was the speaking voice. And together we collaborated and became a whole. During rehearsal, Emily and I would devise our own blocking.
Oftentimes Erica would show me the signs for a given piece of text and I would try to incorporate them into my own gestural life so that I wasn't exactly signing what she would sign, but so that my gestural life would echo hers. In this way we found some really interesting combinations, new gestures, and fun ways to approach the text that otherwise we simply would have missed out on.
As an interpreting major, it was my responsibility to take this poetic Greek text and translate it into a gestural form. So I would go to the American Sign Language lab on the 5th floor and talk with a few deaf people who showed me signs that would match and correlate with the text in the script. Through this research, I developed character sign names. B for Bacchae. For Pentheus, the sign for lion is this. I then changed and used the letter P to represent Pentheus. The sign for God is this. I changed the letter to D to represent Dionysus. Now that I've acquired this new skill and passion for theater, I want to then travel to Terp Theater to attend various workshops to help improve my skill. I'm just really excited that UALR students have an opportunity to enjoy this new artistic visionary experience. They've seen something that they've never seen before here at UALR, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
Thank you, Erica. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Art for Art's Sake.
Josh, see if you can understand what I'm saying in sign language.
What you got? I'm the greatest ever.
No.
Okay, maybe not, but I know that's what you were thinking. I know you were thinking that.
Okay, Josh, if you say so.
Okay. Things that make you go, Have you ever left home and forgot to adjust the thermostat or even lock your door? Well, no more worries, because in this week's Hashtag Random, Dr. Giese explains the Internet of Things.
You may have noticed, if you've been watching for a while, that I'm a little bit of a gearhead. I think living in the 21st century is pretty cool, but then I've read way too much science fiction. One of the things that has come up on my radar is something people are calling the Internet of Things. I know, right? What's that? Well, basically, it's inanimate objects, things, connected to the Internet. I've been hearing about this for a while now. You know, the odd report of a refrigerator connected to the Internet. It keeps track of what you use out of it and puts these things on your grocery list. No, I don't have one. No, I don't need one, and I don't want one. That's the way most people I talk to are. I don't need my stuff connected to the Internet. But I've noticed that I've started to collect a couple of things around the house that are connected to the Internet, and I gotta tell you, they're pretty cool. One of the coolest things I got is the Nest Learning Thermostat. I just installed this a month or so ago, but I already love it. You just adjust the temperature the way you normally would, and after a week or so, it learns what you want. It's pretty freaky to walk up to it to adjust the temp and have it do it just before you get to it. But that's not really an internet thing. One of the coolest things is that you can tell it you're away from home and it'll turn the temp down until you tell it you're back. I went to Texas the other day, and when I was about 30 miles away from getting home, I told my Nest to turn on the heat. When I got home, the place was toasty warm. Neat. But that's not the only thing I have that's connected to the internet. I have 2 lamps connected as well. I can turn them on and off from any place in the world. That comes in really handy when I'm away from home and want to make it look like somebody is moving around in my place. Even cooler than that, except I'm almost ashamed to tell you this, I can turn the light on or off with my phone from my bed, so if I forget to turn off the light when I go to bed, I don't even have to get out of bed to turn it off. Then there's the speakers I have. Yep, they're connected to the internet too. I can adjust the volume up or down from any room in the house. I have one set of speakers play something from Spotify in the kitchen, and another set plays something from Pandora in the living room. And I can do all of that from my smartphone or iPad from any room in the house. The next thing I got my eye on for my personal corner of the Internet of Things is a security system. Yeah, I think these things are pretty cool too. You can get an 8-camera security system that has 1 terabyte DVR to record any break-ins. 8 cameras, a couple of them are infrared so they can see in the dark. But what makes this system a part of the Internet of Things is that you can check any of those cameras live, as they say, from anywhere on the planet. You can also set up the system to send you emails or text alerts if it detects any motion. I heard of one lady who just happened to pull up one of her cameras on her computer at work and discovered a break-in in progress. She called 911 and the police arrived in time to haul the burglars away. So I guess this Internet of Things has some potential. Perhaps a refrigerator connected to the internet won't seem so outlandish in a year or two. One thing for sure, it brings a whole new meaning to the phrase phoning it in. Speaking of which, I need to turn up the heat and start some tunes, because that's it for today's #random. See you next time.
I'll tell you, Bianca, it's always fascinating to learn new things that can be done through the internet.
The world is always changing, Josh.
Isn't it though? And yet, it is pretty soon, I'm sure we'll be doing everything online, even maybe laundry?
Nah, I gotta wash my clothes.
Well, that's all we have time for this week. Join us next week for another exciting time on the 7th floor. I'm Josh Smith.
And I'm Bianca Taylor. See you next week.